3, 2, 1.
Welcome to everything in between. Sorry, Patrice and TC. Where they talk about music and it all. Welcome to everything in between. Patrice is a irritated cunt, but he seems to be having fun. TC is a comedian, but no one is laughing. Welcome to everything in between. Starring Patrice and TC. Where they talk about music and it all. Welcome to everything in between.
Welcome to Everything in Between with Patrice and TC, where we talk about music and everything in between. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
We're doing Rocky now?
We are doing Rocky.
Yeah.
I've been on a Rocky kick lately, man.
Yeah, you're saying that. Rocky and
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
What a combo.
What-
I don't know what it is. It was just listen, for those that don't have it, YouTube Premium, please, because when you go down YouTube Premium's like little worm, there's no ads, so the fun doesn't stop. So usually you get stopped by like a Toyota ad or some fucking guy who's riding a bicycle and is talking about AIDS or some shit. And then all of a sudden it's just like, I'm kind of bored. I don't want to listen. I don't want to find out about Bigfoot. But when you go down, YouTube Premium has no commercials, nothing, and so you just keep going down, you just keep clicking, and then you end up fucking. And next thing you know, fucking you're looking out your front door earlier in the morning, going, I wonder where that bastard is.
You're trying to search for him now.
I am. I'll look for Bigfoot. Fuck it, I'm gonna look for him.
Let's do it.
Let's look at. Yeah, man. But YouTube Premium, that's where it's at, baby.
I'm going to have to recommend that too. That's a fantastic, fantastic service.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
I
Michelle
definitely
agrees.
like it. Yes. Yes, I would get that. I don't want to pay for it, but it is kind of worth it.
I think
so.
it's better than Netflix. Fuck, man, in my opinion, Netflix is just like to me like YouTube right now is the new basic like television
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
because like you can watch anything. Everybody, it's just anything's out there and you can watch it. I'm telling you, and it comes with the music and stuff. Like if you don't that way, that's why I really like YouTube Premium as well because you don't have to have Spotify with it. Because like you can just have YouTube Music and it's just the same fucking thing.
But I think YouTube Music has everything. Like
Everything, yeah.
There's nothing you can't find on
Yeah,
YouTube
man.
Music. I don't think.
Yep, you can find anything. You can find like your fucking Bollywood hits. Like I always think of that Simpsons episode. Remember when Apu stays with him? And they're watching that Bollywood movie. Ay, I'm in love with lovely Johnny. And the guy comes in and goes, Uday, Kabide, Uday. Remember that? This is the
I
best.
do
And
remember
Homer's
that.
like, they talk funny. Love it.
Oh shit!
man.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, but that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one.
that's the one. But yeah, that's just like it was just funny too. That you're saying about the Bigfoot. Like you can go on YouTube and get down that rabbit hole of Bigfoot videos, so you have no interruptions.
Yeah,
So you spend hours and hours
really.
with and not even know like
Yeah.
you spent this much time on it because there's no commercials to tell you
Yeah, that's
to like
true.
stop kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Yeah, there's no commercial break, and like, yeah, that's true. I never thought
Yeah,
about
because
that.
that's what I was thinking when you said about the commercials. Half the time I just leave the video because I'm like, I don't want to watch these commercials.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't even know what the hell the rest of the video was. Like, I really want to know, but I don't want to watch these commercials.
it's
I
true.
think our childhood has ruined us so much from commercials.
Yeah,
Because that's all we had to watch. Like, we had no choice but to watch commercials.
yeah.
When we were watching
That's
TV.
true, right?
Yeah.
Like, why after all these years I know tums. That came out like the 80s.
I know.
Like a baby when that came out. Or like, bye, Manon. The stupidest things you remember from those stupid jingles.
It's true. Yeah. Because they knew you were stuck.
Yeah.
You had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you could turn the TV off, but
Or the United Furniture Warehouse. Boom, boom.
is that place
Why?
even around anymore?
I don't know, man.
That's a
What's
good
his name,
question.
that Mel Lastman's fucking kid? Nobody.
Oh yeah, that took a dive.
Yeah, that took a big time
Oh,
dive. No
jeez.
wonder he's wearing a prison outfit.
Did you see that,
Yeah.
that video? I think he was in. There was someone in the Whippy store. It was a guy like throwing shit at the salespeople because they
Oh, I
went.
did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they went bankrupt,
Yeah,
and they weren't gonna they couldn't give anybody anything.
Yeah.
So the guy was just gonna throw shit and take stuff right from the showroom. I mean, I don't blame him, man.
Yeah.
Like, these people spent thousands and thousands of dollars
yeah.
on
That's true.
full sets. Like, we actually got our fridge from them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Bad Boy just before, or is it Bad Boy?
Yeah, Bad Boy.
Yeah, Bad Boy
Yeah.
just before they closed down.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because I ordered it and there was like a couple of months went by. We're like, so Michelle called. It's like, what's going on with my order?
Mhm.
Like, oh, it must have got lost in the shuffle. Oh, okay.
That doesn't
but-
work like that.
No, I know, but they were.
I know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
but would they think they were gonna be like, "Oh, the shuffle? Never thought about that." And they're just like, "Imagine we got this guy with the shuffle."
I know. Like, okay, don't worry about our fucking fridge. We don't need to.
right?
We don't need to cool our shit down.
Jesus
But
Christ.
yeah, if we didn't call, they wouldn't have sent it to us.
That's fucked up.
So we would have paid for a fridge and not got it. So yeah, I know.
Lost in the
It's
shuffle.
got lost in the shuffle. Okay, buddy.
I bet you that came down from corporate too.
Oh, guaranteed.
What's it? Line is like, choose your own adventure. They say this. The shuffle must have got lost in the shuffle. What's the shuffle? Bye now. Just hang up.
This is good boy.
This is good boy. No spot, no anglais.
Oh shit, yeah. So, on a good note, I actually want to say we ended up being able to donate that beginner guitar package.
Mm-hmm.
And we brought it to so we dropped it off. It's called a place in Toronto, Capsule Music.
Okay, yeah.
We dropped it
Yep.
off there. That was
we did.
awesome. Yeah. And then where do we go? I think I went backwards. I went to the last thing I was going to say. Yeah, that was my bad.
Okay, start over. Like it
that's
never happened. Like it
yeah,
never happened.
like it never happened.
Let's
No,
go.
you guys didn't hear
You
that.
didn't hear
no one
shit.
listening heard that.
Nothing.
So first of all, I want to thank the Oshawa Long and McQuaid, Alex Boland. He helped us get everything together.
Yep,
so
Alex
he helped. Yep, and he walked us through, and he picked out everything that we needed, and he was a huge help in getting that package together.
Yes, sir.
Amazing experience. Would definitely go back there to do that. And then so where we're donating it to it was called Guitars for Kids Toronto, and so the lady there that helped us out was Doris. She helped us. She sent the email and everything. Said drop it off here. I thought that was amazing. Very friendly, very nice. And so we ended up dropping off a place called Capsule Music, and that was great. And the Guitars for Kids picks it up, and then they donate it to hopefully someone that's gonna enjoy it and flourish with it. So I hope that whoever kid gets that, I hope they really enjoy it, and so glad to be able to do that.
Oh no, it's a really Pat. It was a great idea, man. It was like
Well,
it was
yeah.
such a good idea.
D-
I'm just saying, our luck. It's gonna be some kid that watched the Who. Just smash guitars, and he's
Oh.
like, "This is gonna be awesome!" And he gets it, and he just smashes as soon as you see it. I saw him do it. I saw him. What the hell's his name? Jesus Christ, the guitar player for the Who. Remember, he's bad. They thought he was a pedophile.
Pete Townsend.
Pete Townsend.
Yeah. Pete Townsend. Yeah.
He was like, I saw Pete Townsend do it, so I'm going to do it.
Well, let's hope not. I hope you're.
Well, I mean, I'd rather
Your
smash a
thoughts.
guitar than be a pedophile. But I mean, just
Well, I hope he doesn't smash
Yeah.
it, or he doesn't. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he gets I hope they actually learn.
Yes.
Because what we did was we also included 4 prepaid lessons, guitar
Yes.
lessons.
Yes.
So hopefully just enough to get them started to get into guitar, and they can go from there.
And you know what? I think people got to know that this was your brainchild, right? Out of everybody, I know we did it as a group, but this was your
Yeah,
brainchild,
man.
and it was a very, 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 very thoughtless thing you thought of. That was
Of
nice.
course,
man. Very
I
nice.
loved it, man. I hope we all can just give more over the years.
Absolutely,
right?
man.
That's kind of my goal, and not just during Christmas time. We can kind of hopefully
Mhm.
do it. Maybe whatever it may be, we can figure that out at
Yeah.
another time. But
For sure.
But yeah, I'm glad we're able to do that, all of us. So
Mm-hmm.
great experience,
Yes, sir.
and I hope the kid that gets it has a great experience. So,
Absolutely. For
yeah,
sure,
man. Yeah. So back to your Bigfoot thing. I don't know. I just can't. I had just mentioned the thanking that for all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I just want to get the Bigfoot and the.
Okay.
So what
Where
brought
do you
on
go?
the Bigfoot and the Rocky movies?
Okay,
Like what,
so listen, boredom's a motherfucker. Right? So
it
So
is.
sometimes it's just like you're kind of sitting there. So I'm obviously we've been talking about UFOs and shit, and I was watching Jeremy Corbell has a podcast, and he's this guy that made this wicked documentary with George Knapp and the Bob Lazar thing, which Bob Lazar is the big guy, and the guy during the 80s came out saying he was doing alien technology stuff with Area 51. Then they tried to discredit him, say he didn't do this, and he wasn't there, and all this crazy stuff, right? Whether you believe it or not, it's just a cool story. I always say this, too. It's not that I necessarily... When I believe in, like, UFOs and things, that's a real thing. Even the government said that shit's real. But when it's about, like, really good fucking, like, stories, I just like stories. Whether it's real or not, I'm engaged by a really, really fucking good story. So the Lazar thing I just think was interesting as fuck, and they're talking about this and that. Anyway, so I was listening to his Corbell thing, and then, again, there's those little suggestion things. And I always made fun of people that looked like, thought Bigfoot was real. Because... from what I've heard, is like bears in the wild will stand on their hind legs and they'll think, oh, that's a fucking, like, that's got to be Bigfoot. It's like, well, bears can walk on their fucking hind legs. They really can. When they're like 8 feet tall, 9 feet sometimes. They're huge, right? So I was like, well, whatever. I'll give it a listen. And then all of a sudden, you're just going down this thing where you're just listening to these stories, and then you're just kind of starting to go, well, maybe. You just start like, well, I mean, that can't be that real. Let me see this. And all of a sudden, you just hear some crazy stories about the one that was like so stupid. I don't know why I was like engaged in it. It was like this girl was saved from Bigfoot. She said like there was like she was saved from Bigfoot from another Bigfoot. So what it was on her property, she got this property or whatever, and she had this dog, and she said the dog went out there. And again, these are secondhand stories, so these are people that submit these stories to like these like Bigfoot fucking or these like paranormal channels where people read these stories like What Lurks Beneath, Mr. Ballin and shit like that. So she was talking about like how her dog went out there and the dog went missing, and then she was like, "Well, I thought it was one Bigfoot, and then there was another Bigfoot who had like a mean face." And then, like, the other Bigfoot came by, and then I'd leave steaks out for him, and he'd be like, she's like saying shit. But at some point, you go down these rabbit holes, you're like, oh, that's nice of that Bigfoot, wasn't it? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, give your head a shake. But then, at a point in time, I was getting to that point where I was like, Bigfoot shit, I don't know, man, like, fucking crazy. And then I'm like, I gotta straighten my head out. How do I straighten my head? The Rocky movies. The guy who sounds like Bigfoot. So I watched the first Rocky. I don't care what anybody says. That fucking first movie is absolutely amazing. There's a reason why that won an Oscar and shit, when Oscars kind of somewhat meant something back in the day. Now it's just like true. They buy it and shit. And I always loved the story behind the Rocky movies too, like with Sly Stone, like how they wanted to buy his movie and they were going to give him an astronomical amount of money. He's like, no, but I want to be in it. Because he wanted to be in it the whole time. He's like, I want to be in this movie. And then they're like, no. And then finally, like, fine, but we're going to give you fucking, like, next to nothing. And he's like, fine. And at one point in time, he was making the Rocky movie. He sold his dog, which was, I think, named Buttkiss, too, which he has Buttkisses in the movies, right? And he sold his dog. And then finally, when he got the money to be in the movie, he ended up buying the dog back. So he got the dog back after that or whatever. And everybody just counted him out and said, you're not that great of an actor and stuff, but like he was born to play, like that role was perfect. And he wrote it. A lot of people don't know he fucking wrote word for word in that fucking movie. And so obviously the guy had he was just sitting on his gold mine. It was just he was meant to do that. And then so I was like, okay, it's a great movie. And then I saw the second one, and then, he's got a redemption. He beats Apollo Creed. Okay, cool. You could have ended this franchise there. No, we're going to keep going with it. We're going to keep running the ball because Sly Stone's like, you keep running the ball. Let's go for it. So then he goes to the ball. Next thing you know, he's fighting the big guy at the time, Mr. T. Clubber Lang, we were talking about him. Hey, woman. And he's going after this white girl. You want a real man. And then all of a sudden, fucking Mickey dies because he's just like, black man wants a white woman. So then he's, and then all of a sudden, Clubber Lang beats him in the fight. He comes backstage, and all of a sudden his coach is dead. We were just saying, like, fucking, Rocky, that's your fault. You should have won. Your coach would be alive. And he's like, ugh! So finally, he beats Clubber Lang, cool. And then I'm like, oh man, this is getting a little much. And then then I put on the fourth one, which is Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren, That's a great one. It's Pat. Pat said it's his
Oh,
favorite.
I love that one, man.
That's
It's
great
the
because
best,
the soundtrack in this is fucking amazing, pure 80s. And we were just saying how like it sounds like the guy sounds like South Park. The fucking when he sings, "There's no easy way." And he said, "Yeah, what's the line? He's like, "And the feel inside." It sounds just like South Park. And there was the other song of that, "Hearts on Fire."
Oh, yes. That's when he was
That's
training.
actually a good song. Yeah, he's
When
training.
he was training,
Remember
yeah.
the Drago? The top of the mountaintop, Drago.
I think he can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Imagine that. And then, when I got to the fourth movie, I'm like, oh man, I better get back to Bigfoot. So I started watching more Bigfoot.
I like how you used each one to level yourself out, kind of
It
thing.
was just becoming more unbelievable that this guy just fucking. That he was a fighter. And I was like, oh man, I'll go back to Bigfoot. That's a little more grounded.
It's a little more realistic.
Yeah, it's just this guy sitting. And so that was my journey. That's how I came to it. And now, like, I'm taking a break. But
From both, or
no, I still got the. Yeah, I had to take a break from the Bigfoot. I was starting to get a little bored of the Bigfoot stories, to be honest with you, because they're all the same.
It's true.
It's like, okay, if this thing's like this fucking man-eating thing, why does it just like fuck with you? Like, is it like what is it? Is it like fucking impractical jokers of the forest? Like, it's just I don't get why he just wants to fuck with you. It's like it sensed the fear in me. It's like, well, why didn't he eat you then? Like, what? He's just a dick. That's all Bigfoot is. He's just a giant dick.
sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, he sounds like an asshole. I'm gonna scare you.
Yeah.
I got red eyes. I'm 8 feet tall.
I know.
And
I'm
it's like,
hairy.
Yeah, whatever. Like, fucking eat one of them then. Like, fucking start eating Bigfoot. You know what? If you listen to podcasts, Bigfoot, start eating people. All right, just start eating motherfuckers, and then we'll start taking you seriously because no one gives a shit about your fucking jackass. Fucking shit. Oh, I'm Bigfoot, and this is called scaring the campers.
Look how scared they are now.
But yeah, but I'm thinking. But I still like dabbing into the UFO shit though.
Yeah, it's
little bit.
interesting. I
I
mean,
like UFO. I will never get bored of that shit.
no. Well, I think we should definitely try that. Like you said, we keep talking about it, but we should go do it, man. Like, just go out one night and
Try and
see what we can see, man.
But I even looked up, and there's like, they say it's so it's hard because like UFOs are so random.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to
Yeah.
like Area 51, like you're going down there, like that's the only place where they're like that shit's kind of constant.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're like even though they say Ontario is number 1 in Canada for like UFO sightings and shit, it's just hard. I want to do that fucking haunted shit. I want to do that haunted stuff.
Next time I see Shannon about the chaps thing, I'll definitely mention that. Yeah.
I so want to.
You want to do that like anytime? Like
I do that. I do it tomorrow, man.
Oh, okay.
I really
So it's not a thing you want to do for a Halloween episode or anything.
no,
you just
man.
want
I
to do
it
that
anytime.
Anytime?
Anytime, man. I
Yeah.
think like. Well, I mean, it'd be fucking creepy as fuck on Halloween. It'd be cool to do it on Halloween regardless, but like I'd
Right.
like to do it beforehand.
Okay.
Just
I'll
like
see
to
when
just
we
like
can do
kind of
that.
sit there with like one of those like I don't know what are the white noise things or whatever they call like those like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the name of them.
that'd be crazy though, man.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Really cool to fucking to do that and be just that experience, right?
Yeah.
But I just want to let you know you might not get out, so you might be stuck in a labyrinth.
That's why we got to videotape this because I want to see Pat. I think Pat's gonna look.
Oh,
fucking
I'm definitely either gonna pass out or poop. We lost him.
We lost
We
him.
lost him.
We lost him.
He didn't get lost.
ghost.
We just threw him in the back.
I'm covered in ectoplasm.
Was that South Park
That's South Park,
episode?
yeah.
When they pee their pants.
No, that's the one. The ectoplasm one from South Park is the one where there's no internet. We're going out California way.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
my bad,
couldn't
my
go to
bad.
internet porn, and you finally found some. There's a little internet in here. I need more internet. Oh man, I can talk about that. I said that we got to do another themed episode too.
Like you want to do a South Park one?
We should do one.
Yeah.
that could be fucking. That'd be really fun. That'd probably go for like a couple hours.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's a lot of things we could definitely talk about, and they're almost up with the Simpsons for episodes too, aren't they? Like they're in like
season. See, this is the thing: is that they got the deal with Paramount, and they were just like the Simpsons. They were doing like 20, almost like 20 episodes a season. Then they cut down to 10. Now they're only doing like 6 episodes a season now, and then they're putting out movies. But as far as longevity, I think they're at 27 years.
27. Eh?
That's crazy,
wow.
right?
That is crazy. Because they're the longest one besides the Simpsons, right? Like Simpsons
Yeah.
the longest.
Yeah,
and then-
because they got Family Guy beat by a couple years.
yeah, that's
Family
true.
Guy's still on.
And then Family Guy got canceled. We were mentioning that how it got
Yep.
canceled for what, a season or
Season
two?
or two,
And then they came
because this is when people started buying seasons of DVDs.
Oh,
That's
right.
when that became the huge thing, right? Before streaming and shit, people were buying seasons of DVDs, and then fucking people started buying Family Guy, and it was so huge the amount of sales they were getting from those, they brought it back because the sales were insane.
Do
they were
you
making.
think that started the whole woke thing? You think it was like a start to it, like the whole woke culture kind of thing, like the
What,
whole
the
the Family Guy getting canceled? Because wasn't it canceled because it was too much for people or something
well,
like
they,
that?
They had the ones Wish Upon a Weinstein, I believe it is. It's the Jewish
Yes.
episode.
Yeah.
I'd say so, but there was always been kind of that. Maybe you could say kind of it started.
Like it was kind of teetering at
yeah,
that time.
Like it was one
Yeah.
of the few shows where it was like that because of something it got canceled by
Because
the
of their content.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got canceled.
I guess so.
I
I'd say,
maybe.
Yeah, because like my Family Guy came out in '99, I think.
99?
I think '99,
Mm-hmm.
and South Park was '97, I believe.
Oh,
It was
okay.
97 because I was
97.
in grade 10 when that came out. I remember that. I remember watching that. But yeah, I think then they were canceled for a season. So maybe you might be onto something there.
Yeah.
If you really
I
go
don't
back
know.
that
like,
far.
yeah, kind of go back and see like kind of where it all started going downhill.
Well, I mean,
I
like
guess
the
you could say.
sensitivity thing too. I mean, well, I get why they did this, but like Spider-Man, they had to reshoot a lot of Spider-Man, the first one with Tobey Maguire,
Oh, really?
because the original poster had the Twin Towers in it before 9/11 and was supposed to come out in September. And they had to fucking change everything and redo shoots because the original poster had the Twin Towers and he was hanging in between the Twin Towers with the web.
Oh shit! I
and they
didn't
had
know
to
that.
reshoot a lot that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
they had to push
guess
that back.
especially at the when it just happened to. Like you
'cause-
don't want to be fucking
No.
putting that out.
No. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah. I guess that's not really a woke thing. I think that's just kind of like
That's just a
New York kind of
respect thing.
Yeah,
I think.
respect thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole woke thing, I don't think is a respect thing. I
No,
don't.
it's not.
I
It's
really don't think
It's
it's a
definitely
respect
not.
thing, and I
It's
yeah,
feelings are hurt,
yeah.
and then it's like, well, why? Okay, why are you offended by this? You weren't offended when I said this, which is, I think, just as bad.
Yeah.
Like, why do you pick? You can't pick and choose what you're offended by. Again, we go to guys like South Park who say it the best is either everything's okay or none of it.
Nothing's okay.
It's
yeah.
got to be one or the other.
But the thing I find with that though is like what offends you doesn't offend me, and
Exactly.
vice versa, right?
Exactly.
So you could get totally offended by it. I'd be like, no, I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious, or
No.
I think that's a good point, or whatever.
I mean, and let's face it, everybody's got something they're offended by. I
Of
know
course
I got
they-
some certain shit I know I get offended by, but I don't go out of my way to fucking, you shouldn't say that. It's like, okay, they're saying it. That's cool. I get it. I don't find it funny, but
Right.
you know what?
That's
Someone
on
finds
you.
it funny, so
So-
whatever. Who
someone
cares?
finds- yeah.
I don't
And
give a
it's
shit.
true.
Yeah.
And you're offended by it, let's move on.
Mhm.
But I think that's
Yeah.
how a lot of good like a lot of things can get solved and move forward too is having these conversations about
Yeah.
why people are offended, like how we got into the first couple of podcasts. I was
Yeah.
like, please, like,
Let us know. Yeah.
let us know, like,
Yeah.
you know, I want to know, like, I'm genuinely interested in knowing why people get offended.
It's interesting if you really think about it, because for me, again, me and you there's really nothing that I would ever be like, I'm outraged right now. Like, there's nothing really you could say that I'm completely outraged, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, but who is someone that's just like really upset? Like, if you go to a comedy show, what makes you think at a comedy show, if a comedian says a joke, like always a big one is like if a comedian will say something about special needs people,
Mhm.
and then the person in the audience is a special needs teacher, and they say, I work with special needs kids. So fucking what?
Right.
Who cares? No one's directly making fun of those kids.
Mhm.
They're not really fucking they're not really making fun of special needs people. There's always context to the joke.
Mm-hmm.
If someone after the fucking show was like handing out pamphlets, oh, I fucking hate those special needs, here you go, check my website. And you'd be like, okay, well, the guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if you're
that's
like,
hate though.
that's hate. That's hate. It's the difference
Yes.
between a hate and a
Hate.
joke.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Well, too, and I like that with the Kill Tony guy.
Yeah.
He said that what he at that Trump rally you're
Yeah.
saying, and he made offense to was it Puerto Ricans or
Puerto
whatever,
Ricans, yeah.
and he came back on after and said, "I want to apologize to no one."
Yeah.
And I thought that was like, wow, that was pretty powerful, man. Like,
and the ones that don't apologize are fine. Don't be one of those people that apologize, because as soon as you apologize, it's like there's just this part of you in this respect that's kind of lost.
it is, and it's admitting you're wrong.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're not wrong.
Right.
Like, the one that bugs me, and I love him as a voice actor, and we're going back to The Simpsons, Hank Azaria.
Right. Yep.
Did the voice of Apu. And he went on and he wanted to, he said, I want to apologize to Indian people for doing that accent for so long. I said, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why do you need to apologize? You don't need to apologize. You want to know why? And a guy, what's his name? Akash Singh. Akash Singh is a great comedian. And he Indian. And he says, well, growing up, and I even think, what's his name too? What's his name? He's, I forget the Indian. He's an actor. He was in like the Eternals and shit. What else? He's in Silicon Valley. Fuck, I forget his name. Anyway, the Indian guy. He said that most Indian people loved Apu because no one represented Indian people in mainstream media on shows like The Simpsons. It was hard. It was hardly ever seen. That's why people loved him. And then one dude who's a comedian says, oh, well, this is that, and I'm offended by it. Well, okay, you're offended by it. Okay. And then he made enough of a big stink. And who's the people that gets like a big stink about it? White people. White women. It's always white women. Why?
That term Karen? What is it, Karen?
Karen, yeah.
Karen, yeah.
Karen.
You're being a Karen?
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm like, I don't know, sociopath. I don't know. I'd like to think I have empathy for things, but like, I just don't get why you find that offensive. You know, I'm a bigger guy. I don't get mad if there's fat jokes. If I'm a white guy, there's tons of, well, there's not really any good white jokes. We talked about this the other day. There's no really good white jokes.
But it's also, too, you make fun of yourself more than anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you're always poking at yourself, right? So that's why I say you can't make fun of yourself. Who can you make fun of?
Exactly. Like, I don't know.
And I think it's, too, just lighten up. Like,
Yeah.
if someone's out there directly, like, going at you, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But it's just, they're just having fun, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And a lot of people, too, when they get offended and everything, or they have to apologize, is because like it's either they're sponsored, they have their job, or there's something on the line for them.
Oh, always.
You know, like if they didn't have to worry about that, would they apologize? You know, like if that Hank Azaria didn't have to worry about Fox telling him or Disney, you have to apologize, or you could say, you know what, fuck you, I'm not apologizing.
Yeah, I don't need to apologize.
I don't need to apologize for
that.
that.
If you're gonna go, just say, I'm sorry that you're offended. That's the only way you could apologize with keeping face, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you go, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry I played the character. I'm sorry. I'm
that.
sorry that you're offended.
He played the character and he played it
my problem.
fucking amazing.
Yeah. It was a poo. And now you got rid of this fucking character.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all the other guys, and like they revoiced Carl and stuff because it was done by, again, Hank Azaria did Carl. And Dr. Hibbert got replaced. That was done by Harry Shearer. White guy. I like who after that many seasons, what's the fucking
Gives
point?
a fuck.
What's the fucking
Honestly,
point?
yeah.
And I know someone's gonna say, "Oh, what's the point about having a new voice actor in it?" It's like there's no big point about it. But now, like, I don't hear the original voice, so it's just kind of like they're just kind of like an empty shell now. Man.
And I hate that argument about why do you care if they replace it? Well, why do you care if they do replace it?
Yeah.
Like, why do you care?
It's the same thing.
It's the same.
Exactly.
I could turn that right back on you.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're smart saying that?
Yeah.
Like, you got me? No.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Not at all.
That's this stupid thing.
But it doesn't matter if we're offended by that. We're offended by them canceling his voice.
Yeah.
Or that character.
Yeah.
I'm offended by that. It doesn't matter what we say.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's the people arguing it doesn't matter. It's the person that's saying it we have to take in their consideration.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
You know, like
it's
ridiculous.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's just
it's a world that you said I think is kind of shifting into a different direction, and I think it's good that we are kind of going away from that where the whole offended thing, and I think we've all gone in like waves of it. Because remember, like we were talking like earlier podcast about Howard Stern.
Yep.
Like how crazy people went over him.
Yep.
Or even like like I always think of the Dixie Chicks. Like,
Oh my God, when they
the-
said they were anti-George Bush.
yeah,
That ruined their career.
it made their career bigger.
I thought it ruined their career
It
when
did
they said
for a
that.
bit, but then it came
They came back up?
they shot up bigger than they ever were.
Well, see, that's
You
good.
know,
Just goes to
so-
show you, man. Like, you can get canceled, and people.
Mhm.
I'd say that's a good canceling one right there. When because they went anti George Bush, and they're like, fuck,
Oh
because
my
they're country
God.
music. They're fuck
Yeah.
you, fuck this, fuck that. And then, if they came back, well, then shit. It just goes to show you, it doesn't really matter
Mhm.
if you cancel them. They're just gonna come back, unless you're
true.
like one of these monsters in Hollywood, right? We know who they are. It rhymes with Weinstein and Cosby and Spacey. Those guys are monsters. We
Yeah,
get it.
it's
Well, even
true.
Spacey's
Yes.
coming back. Jesus Christ.
Is he?
I think he's in something, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Someone hired him.
Well, he got found not guilty, didn't he?
I think so.
Or, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
Well, and that's
due process.
but that's how it should be, because you never really hear about the
No.
the person that gets accused that didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear the end of the story.
No, you never
You just
do.
hear accused and then they're done.
Yeah.
You know, you never hear of like they were not found guilty.
No.
You
That
know,
was it.
so
Yeah.
that was it. It just their career's done. So to see him come back from that,
Yeah. I do kind of feel like he did it, though. I just don't know why. It's Kevin Spacey. He's looking at him sometimes like, that guy looks like a fucking, yeah. I don't know. Fantastic actor, though. My God,
Oh.
one of the best that's ever lived.
oh fuck, fantastic!
Fuck, he's unbelievable.
American Beauty is actually
Yeah.
one of the
And fucking when he's Kaiser Soze and fucking
Oh.
Usual Suspects.
yes.
My God. And what was the
Fantastic.
one everybody's House of Cards? Was
I
that the
never
one?
did
Everybody's
watch that.
Everybody was like, he's unfucking believable in that.
Yeah?
Is it House of Cards?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, the House of Cards. They said he was
in.
fucking insane in that.
What's that about anyway?
I don't know. House
don't
building
know.
cards. It's just some loser that stays in his house building cards. Man, he plays that really good. You ever seen Spacey build cards? My God, he does it really good on film. They record him doing it.
You gotta watch it. It's like a bunch of seasons.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, because they cancel it. They just keep saying, it's like, just bring him back for the last season, right? You can get rid of him in Hollywood. Do whatever you got. Just bring him back for the last season.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what's his name, too? Kevin Costner's not back for, you ever watch Yellowstone?
No, I never saw that.
Yellowstone's fucking amazing. I gotta still watch part 2. That came out, and he's gone because of some suit against him. I think he was found not guilty on as well, but they didn't want to bring him back. Which, by the way, Kevin Costner was insanely good in that show.
Yeah?
Growing up, I always thought he was like kind of like an actor.
Yeah.
But in that, oh my God, dude, he's John Dutton, dude. That guy is John fucking Dutton.
It's like they wrote that part for him.
Yeah.
I always look
And
at that. Yeah, like
and
with
he's
movies.
so good in it.
and
I suggest
series.
you and Michelle watching that.
Yeah.
That is a fucking great
I've had
show.
a lot of people suggest that show.
Yeah, it's a great. You won't. It's one of those shows that's like it starts and you're like, okay, but then after like 2 or 3 episodes, you're like, oh fuck yeah, like this is it, man. And then Beth, the girl, plays his daughter Beth. She is a fucking rock star in that show.
Yeah?
This is how this show. That's how you write a fucking female character.
Yeah.
She is a fucking badass. There's one. I don't want to give away too much if you're gonna watch it, but there's one scene where she's getting like it was pretty much almost getting raped, I guess.
Wow.
And she's just, and this is how tough she is. She goes, "Go ahead and fuck me with that little pathetic dick of yours." It was like,
Oh, shit.
see that to me is like that. I wouldn't fuck with that.
No.
I would not fuck with her,
No.
man. Like that is a bad, like just shit like that is what to me is like a fucking badass woman. And
Yeah.
she comes in, she makes the deals. To me, that's like the best show. Beth and Kevin
Okay.
Costner, like they have this love-hate relationship, but they're so fucking good together, man. Oh, she's a badass actress. I forget her name. She's fucking cool, man. I
Yeah.
suggest watching it.
Yeah.
Yellowstone's a fucking badass show,
Yellowstone?
dude.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll see if how many seasons are out of that.
That's a good question.
Here, I can like
I
let's
think
look
like
that up.
4 or
on-
5. It's the guy. You ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
No.
Okay, he wrote. Okay, but he wrote Sons of Anarchy. What's his fucking name? The guy who came up with it. Shit. Anyway, but there's a couple other series too that has Harrison Ford in it and Helen Mirren, and there's a prequel series with those two, and then there's one that goes back. It's actually really good. Like it's like it got its own little universe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the whole franchise they got there is pretty badass, man. It's really cool.
Okay.
It's about like having like all these guys back in the day took this land from the natives. The natives want it back, and so it's like they're kind of fighting with them nowadays, but like nowadays politics and stuff
Oh
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
it's very, very fucking well written, man. Like, yeah, fucking Yellowstone's
is
a
it
badass
a pretty
show.
violent show though?
Oh,
too,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Violent
oh
show.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there's some crazy shit in it. Like they fuck with the one thing where they fuck with the bikers and shit. Like bikers are on their fucking land because their land is sacred. The Duttons, their land is sacred. But then like because there's a bunch of natives that they think they own the claim to the right to that land, and so there's a bunch of bikers that are fucking like mistreating it and throwing garbage and shit everywhere. And they show up and it's just Kevin Costner and he's like. They're like, get out of here, old man, blah, blah, one of those things, right? And he comes back, and he's making these bikers dig their own graves and shit, and he's scaring the shit out of them. Oh, dude, it's so badass in the middle of the night. You come through, but he's like a reasonable guy. Like, he's like one of those guys, like, I'll give you another fucking chance, but, like, it's like, I don't know.
There's
Fuck,
something
man,
you gotta
I wanna
watch.
Go back and watch the seasons now. Fuck. Yeah, dude, like, it's just so cool. And how, like, they take care of a ranch and they got names for him. It's almost like have a squire for like a night, but they have these guys that are like the ranch hands and shit. And they sent this one guy who has one of the best arcs ever. He's like this kid who was a loser, was a druggie, and they put him on the ranch so he can learn to clean up and stuff. And he takes forever to get into it, and he finally comes into his own. And he's like becomes like they accept. It's man, it's fucking dope, man. Definitely watch it. If you ever get a chance. How many seasons does it say?
Oh, it says 5.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So part 2 just aired not too long ago.
Yeah, because they're coming out with the next episode is December 8th.
Okay, which one is that for season?
For season 5.
Still in season 5? Okay.
Yeah, so that's there's 2 more episodes it looks like. So December 8th and December 15th.
Okay.
So they're starting to do that again where they space out the releases of the episodes.
That's good.
I don't like that.
You don't like? I know
No.
you're a binger, but don't you remember how cool it was, like waiting for shit from week to
I
week?
remember
Like
you saying that. No, I hated it.
You
I
hated
it. I hated it.
I loved it with Game of Thrones, man, because you could just sit there and just speculate the whole fucking week.
I want to
And
know.
just talk about it, or like Sopranos when it was on.
Oh, that was
I'm starting to get back into that too. I think I want to.
Yeah.
I've been itching to get back into that.
You go
Sopranos.
from Bigfoot to Sopranos.
Sopranos is Rocky again. Holy fuck! What the hell's wrong with my? That's what you call ADHD. That's finest.
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot to fucking. What the fuck you talking about, Tony? I'll tell you what I'm fucking talking about. I'm gonna fucking get him. I'm gonna fucking take him out. Okay. It's like, oh fucking Jesus Christ! All right, Galdolfini. Actually, I think they. I heard his son's supposed to be doing a prequel series.
Oh yeah.
As Tony Soprano, because his son was in
yes.
Saints in New York, which was a prequel, and he plays a young Tony in it.
Yeah.
His Galdolfini's son, and I heard that he's supposed to be doing some other like I don't know if it's more of a prequel, like a young Tony, where it's going to be continued. I don't know. Maybe that was just speculation or a rumor that was going on, but I think because I follow him on Instagram, I thought he posted it. It was like as a legit thing. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So I did like that movie that he did, though. That was a great movie.
Yeah, Saints of Newark or
Newark? I think it was Newark or something.
Yeah, Saints of Newark. Or
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was good. A lot of people didn't like it and thought it was kind of shitty. But I thought the guy, I don't know who played Tony's dad was pretty fucking. Not Tony's dad. Was it Tony's dad?
No.
Tony's dad was, I think John Bernthal played him.
Yeah.
John Bernthal's a badass too. You know who that is, right?
No.
John Bernthal. He was. You watch Walking Dead? Remember Shane?
Oh, Shane.
Yeah, he's a badass in real life, dude. You ever seen that fucker, man?
Yeah.
Like he used he was on a podcast with Joey Diaz, and he was one of those guys that was got into a lot of shit when he was young, and acting kind of straightened him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looks like a tough nut, man.
He
already got a
does.
broken nose
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah. He's got the nose,
Yeah.
the fighter's nose.
The fighter's nose.
Yeah.
His podcast is pretty cool too.
Is it? Yeah. What's that called?
I don't really know. I think he'll do like some he got like Shiloh, but he's got a lot of guys on, like a lot of war veterans too, because he likes talking to those guys.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's just John Bernthal. I don't know if it has a name. It probably does have a name, but I just look up John Bernthal podcast and just kind of comes.
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah.
And I'll get suggested every now and then in between that and
Okay.
Bigfoot.
I'll have to give
and
that a
shit.
listen to, man.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, and he's a cool interviewer too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a cool swagger. He's got like that cool swagger.
He does.
He talks
actually.
cool. And he just
Yeah.
fucking acts cool.
When they killed him off in Walking Dead, I'm like, you guys are fucked without him. Like he
Yeah.
was like
He was badass,
He was
man.
a fucking badass in that.
And
he
he was. Have you ever seen on him play the Punisher? The new
no,
Marvel series? Ooh,
no.
he's fucking great in that
Is he
too.
good?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. What's his name? Fuck. Frank Castle. He's definitely Frank Castle, dude.
I liked him in Wolf of Wall Street. He played a good part.
He's a dirtbag. He can do anything, man. He can
Yeah.
play dirtbag.
Definitely diverse actor. That's
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
fucking easy. Yeah, he could play army guy. He could play
Yeah,
dirtbag.
he was
could
in
play
that movie Fury.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say. I was
tank.
thinking
that
yeah,
was
he
that
great
was a
in that.
really good movie.
Yeah, he was
man.
really good in that.
And he played a dirtbag army guy in that, I think too.
I think he was a bit. Yeah, he was a bit of a dirtbag in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Because when they were having the remember they were eating the eggs in that fucking one
Yeah.
scene. You like, yeah, that was pretty creepy, man. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of fucking fucked up, that scene.
But yeah, I know he played every part he's played. He's destroyed. Like
Yeah.
that I've seen at least. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like he's been amazing. So
Yeah, dude.
keep up the
Yes.
great work, man.
Absolutely. If you ever listen to this, John,
Yeah,
keep
man.
up the good
Hey,
work.
whatever.
Yeah,
You wanna
I love it.
give her a go.
Yeah, we'll send this to him. Send this to Slive Stone too. You keep up the great work. You remember, we were talking about the Lipton Brisk commercial from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a rock. That's not all. Just give me something to drink. It was all claymation and shit. They did a lot of those commercials with the Lipton Brisk. I can't think of any more, but I remember fucking that
There
one.
was a few of them, right?
There was.
Yeah, I can't. I know that one stands out the most, but you're right. There was a few of them. I
Yeah.
can't really think of any other ones. But
There was. It's so one of those. It's yeah. It's one of
Uh,
those things where you just remember.
yeah, you
But
remember,
it
but you
just-
can't.
You can't put a finger on it. It was, I saw. There's a bunch of them. Like it's stuff like stupid commercials you remember, right?
Yeah, like all the ones
Yeah.
the jingles.
1-888-2300 Empire.
I always remember the pizza one.
Yeah, pizza.
5, 6, 7, 11, 11. Call
pizza.
pizza. Hey, hey, hey.
You just know. You just know what
But
it
it's
is.
like those ones they played. You had to watch them so much that they just got in your head, and you can't forget them.
You know, I remember too because my mom used to always listen to CHFI, and it always come CHFI FM 98. We're giving away $1,000 today. Who can name the 6 song?
I always love how radio station did that. They just they came up with like random things to give away.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
$1,000. We'll give you a moped.
Yeah, the 10th caller gets a penguin. Fresh from the Antarctica. He's hardly breathing, but put him on some ice and he'll be just fine. Hi, it's Frank here. Can I get the penguin? Well, Frank, well, he's dead now. How do you feel about a keychain? Okay, sure.
I always wondered how they knew if it was like the 5th or 6th caller or something. Like, how do they
Yeah,
know? They
I know,
must.
it's-
They had obviously had a system.
They just
but
went like this. They flip
Yeah.
the button. They're like, oh, what, a 5th? What, 5? They
Sure.
probably counted to 5.
Yeah.
Here we go.
One, yeah.
They're counting. Okay, yo, what are you? 4th caller. It's like it's been a half hour. How am I the 4th caller?
If you felt bad for the back in the day when they had the rotary phones,
Oh my
you
god!
imagine they had to keep calling.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
You're halfway through. We got our 5th caller. Fuck.
Did you ever use a rotary phone?
Oh yeah, we had one. We had
Yeah.
but my mom had it in the old Victorian one.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was like you just started speaking British when you were in it. Did I order pizza from you? New York slice, please. Yes. I'll get some dipping sauce for that. Do you have bocce balls? Yes, I've heard a lot about them. Yes. That on. How many pounds is that? It's Canadian. Oh yes, I believe that. You went across the pond for that one, did you? Yeah, but she had those old Victorian phones. Man, my mom was really into that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with like British people with the phones and stuff. They really took that shit seriously.
What do you mean?
Just like with their, those old phone booths that they used to have.
those were
Yeah,
the
like
best,
those
man.
fucking are like so iconic. And
I think they still keep them around. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
they,
what I mean,
I don't know if
like-
they, I wonder if they still work.
I
I wonder
think
if they're
people-
functioning.
people collect them, I think, though,
Yeah.
too. Like they have them in their house and stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are
I
fucking
always remember a rotary phone. My grandma had one, and I always remember I'd get halfway through like the number and fuck it up, so I'd have to keep going back or forgot. Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. You'd be like fucking 5, 3, 2.
Shit.
Fuck.
Tink.
5, 4, 3, 8.
You're just
Fuck.
counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Wait a minute.
Wait a sec.
1.
9. You had to start over, man.
Yeah,
That was
I understand that because I remember that a few times.
yeah.
That'd
it's-
suck if you're trying to phone 911. Brrr. You're just getting stabbed. Hold on a second, yeah. I've got 2 ones to go. 911, what's your emergency? I'm dead.
I'm dead.
I couldn't quite reach you fellows in time.
There was no situation. Just call timeout.
Time out.
Time.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro. Call it. Get to 911, and then
Call
I'll
the-
stab you the rest of the times.
Can you wait till it hits the click? 9, 1, 1. Hey, can you keep it a bit lower? I'd like to at least let them hear my voice before I put it through. Why do I keep talking British?
I don't know. You got every time you're on the phone.
Oh, dear. I'm just start picking it up. Hopefully we get we were talking about that in the last podcast, getting a phone call from a telemarketer.
Oh, we
I
have
should
to.
answer that.
We have to. Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, you do your British voice,
Yeah. Yes, right.
and then turn into your Macho Man.
Whoa. You want to know about long distance, yeah? You got something at the border for me? It better be a macho man. It better be a Slim Jim. Holy fuck. Why does that make my head hurt?
Because your face or your fucking head just like is gonna pop off. It goes so red. Like you definitely keep going, man. I mean, you can do the rest of it.
Keep going.
Your fucking pop a blood
go to-
vessel.
You go to call 911, the rotary phone shows up. And he starts speaking British. Oh, yeah, my friend who seems to have hit his head and knocked himself out. There's a lot of blood coming from his ear. Oh, fuck.
So we just pushed him over the balcony. Somebody else's problem now.
The floor below, and they push me off.
Just end up on the street.
Just on the street.
Where'd this guy come from? I don't know.
Fucking some meth head sleeps on me.
It's still warm.
I found a mattress. It's still warm. Why is he British? I could have stopped this.
No, keep going, man. It's great.
Oh, I'm on the meth. I am.
It sounds so nice if like a British person said that. Like
I was gonna bring
It's
that up
like
because
a-
one of the today I was listening while I was at work. Sometimes they'll do that like in the morning before we open. I'll put on podcasts and I was listening again like an alien abduction one. Like again, I like the stories.
right.
It's just It's too classy. I like
Yeah,
to have
classy. That's the word I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
like
yeah.
I just don't like when a guy's sitting there. He's like, and this southern guy's like, yeah, I was in the backyard there, and the lights came down, and they were coming in, and one of them things took me up in a spaceship, and you're like, oh man, this guy knows what he's talking about. And all of a sudden, the British guy's on there. He's like, oh, they were there, the gray aliens, the big eyes they had, and you're like, what? Don't class up a fucking alien. This sounds like masterpiece theater. This is an abduction story. What the fuck? I should be sitting here. Yeah, there was a glass of brandy. Yeah. The alien probed me, he did. And it was a succulent probe. I would say it's about 4 meters long. We don't talk about feet because we're on the metric system. Yeah.
You imagine though an alien came down, like all the different like languages and accents and everything that are in the world, like
right?
you're like, what the? Why do they speak so many fucking different languages? Like
That's so true. Because
it's
like we always
crazy.
see aliens, it's like one alien,
Yeah.
one language,
Yeah.
one look. Well, how do we know like there's not like a Mexican version of an alien? You know what I mean? He comes in, he's got the button at the top only done. He's got like the cholo shirts on. He's like, yo, Mamon, I came to abduct you, man. He's like, oh man, or he's like, bleep bloop bleep bloop, man, bleep bloop bleep bloop. Like, holy shit! All right, well, fuck. What's your name? Jorge, boy.
it is true. Aliens are always uniform. They're always the
same.
same, right?
Or who's like the black alien? You know what I mean? Who's the black race alien? So, oh man, they called the fucking cops on me again. Is it the space cops on me? Shit, I'm trying to gather minerals like the rest of you motherfuckers. I'm trying to probe motherfuckers just like you. God, can't I just probe the same people? We don't want you probing the same people. Maybe they're super racist. We don't know. That's
or
how
maybe no other race would even give a shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They wouldn't care about like if another alien's different from them. They're
Yeah.
just like whatever. It's,
Yeah, they're just like, that's an alien. But we just were, I mean, again, that's where our mind goes. Well, my mind went.
No, I'd say yours went there.
Mine
yeah.
went there.
Yeah.
That Pat had nothing to do with that. I'm just saying. Like, how do we know? Like, why are we can't be the only species that's, like, hates the other species.
Hates.
Hates within their own species.
Yeah, true.
They can't.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, there's got to be like an alligator. It's like, oh, man, that's Gregario. He's a dick. The guy keeps eating all the antelope. He gets all the good antelope. He's just hogging the front. Maybe I want some antelope, Greg.
You ever thought of that?
You ever thought about that? You fucking dick, crocodile, alligator, whatever the fuck you are.
Whatever you are.
Yeah,
But maybe that's why they're able to conquer space, right? Because they're able to work together.
Yeah.
You know, they
That's
don't
why.
worry about if you're whatever you may be.
Yeah.
Or whatever accent you have.
Exactly, because
or-
they're alien. They don't give a
They
shit.
give a fuck. Hey, how about we build this so we can travel intergalactic space?
I don't want my girl traveling one of them.
I'd actually like to see every human travel space and see what happens.
Oh my god!
To
Can you
see
imagine?
where we end up, kind of thing.
Well, technically, if you were talking about that, Earth moves, right?
It
Everybody
does.
thinks we just stay in one place.
No.
It moves like we move like the sun. We move around the sun, and the sun's going in one direction. We move around it like a worm gear, kind of around it. That's the way the planets work. So we're moving throughout space. We're traveling through space right now.
Well, that's why, too, and it tilts, right? That's
Yeah.
why we get fucking winter.
Yeah,
Because the
stupid
Earth
winter.
wants to tilt.
Yeah. Look,
How about we just
tilt.
not tilt?
Yeah. Why don't we? Yeah. What's wrong with being straight? What's so wrong with being straight, Earth? We know we have a problem right now if you're a cis Earth. Fucking stupid Earth. Fucking unprogressive piece of shit. All right,
Okay, we'll flip the switch here. We'll move on to.
yeah, we should
so-
probably talk about music on this music podcast.
Yeah, we're having fun, man.
I'm having fun, man.
I hope everyone else is having fun.
This is
too.
all the in between shit.
Yeah, man. No, it's true. That's what it is, and I hope everyone that's listening has a good time too.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to say I was able to change our Instagram username to podcast everything in between.
And that's the closest he could have gotten,
That's
guys.
the closest I could get because everything in between podcasts was taken already.
Yeah.
So I had to go with podcast everything in between instead of the one we had before.
Did you try everything in between pod?
No.
Did you
Or
try
PO. Everything
Yeah,
in between
po-
PO.
Pod would be good because pod's like short. Pod's short. for
Okay, let me
podcast.
try that.
Try
so
that.
I'll,
But everything for now.
Podcast everything in between,
and that's the
yeah.
closest Pat could do.
that's the best I could do.
That's the best he could do, and I
Yeah.
trust him wholeheartedly.
But I
know
didn't
he
try.
tried.
I didn't try everything in between pod. No, that's good
But
call.
It's probably
All right.
taken. It's probably taken, to be
Yeah,
honest with
who
you. If someone
knows?
took podcast, they probably took pod, to be honest with you.
I always find when I put in my name, and it started taken.
And I know it's so weird.
So there's another
Pat Welling, I know.
Pat Welling.
Oh, there's another Tyler Christie. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Ugh.
I want to see what they look like. Like
I've
if
seen-
they have the
I've
exact
seen that.
same
I've
name.
seen that. I've
Have
seen
you?
that. I've seen that where you look up, what does this guy look like? And you're like, oh my god, he's doing better than me. This piece of shit.
Fuck you.
Create a burner account and make him fucking get off social media. I'll take his name.
Just gonna bully him.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just gonna
bully
cyber bully him.
Nice name, Dum Dum. He comes back. He's like, wait a minute, you're Tyler Christie too. Ah,
Ah, shit.
shit. Get rid of it.
I wonder how many of your name is out there. This is the exact same
The
name.
exact same, like the
Yeah.
actual,
The first name and last name.
finite number.
Yeah.
That'd be like interesting, eh?
Like how many multi-universe versions are there me out there?
Ooh, multiverse. That should be
Ah,
fucking crazy.
That's getting back to the whole space thing that we
That-
try to get
that's-
away from.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll somehow make it racist. We're all having fun here. All right. I do stand-up comedy, guys, for having fun.
We're having fun.
We're
yes.
having fun.
You're having fun.
I am. I am having fun.
Well,
Actually,
yeah, man, it's a good time, man.
we are having a good time. So, by the way,
Yeah.
Trevor got back to us. Sunday might not be a go. By the way, he just got back.
We'll figure something
We'll
out.
figure it out.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
but anyway,
we'll have
so-
to figure something out.
So
yeah, explain that Sunday. What are we doing on Sunday?
So Sunday we're going to amazing place. I performed there many times. I know the staff there. Fantastic. We're going to go to Sir Monty's, and we're going to do a bit of the podcast there. If we can. We don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now, but we got to figure some stuff out. But basically what we want to do is we're going to take this podcast on the road. Now, me and Pat are still going to do this with me and him, and we're going to start doing some video with it in the near future, and we're going to upload that as well because I think as much as the audio is easy to do and I know people like listening to it. The audio will still be available, but we're going to add video. So if you like watching on YouTube and want to just kind of just see us be like fucking make the faces and Pat but half the time Pat's laughing, he's not going rogue. So he doesn't laugh out loud. I don't know if you've ever seen Pat in the 1990s studios live. Pat does the whole thing where he's a silent laugher and goes back. But if you get an actual laugh out of Pat, it's fantastic. So it's hard to get on the fucking podcast. But anyway, so what we want to do is we're going to take this on the road with Trevor and Ryan, and we're literally going to do the podcast from Trevor's truck. And he bought all the cameras and stuff, and we're going to have the lapel mics, and we're going to try and get out as many of those as possible. But Pat had a really good idea about on the road is visiting certain places and then kind of promoting these small businesses. So that's why I got in hold of Sir Monty's, because I love them. I think their beer is fantastic, too, for a local brew. They won a bunch of awards, and they're great guys, too, Matt and Bobby. And so we want to go there, help promote them, do a bit of the interview with them, let you guys know where we visit as well, and do a bit of the podcast there, and then also mix it with us being on the road doing the podcast, and like we normally do, shoot the shit like at 1990 Studios. We're going to give it a shot for a little bit, see how it goes, and we're kind of invested into that. But me and Pat are still going to do this as well, but we're going to try and add some video element to it as well.
Nice, man. Yeah,
So,
and that's kind of what I wanted to do. Like, I had that thought of when we do the tours and stuff of places, and my thought was like, okay, a lot of people interview, when they do music podcasts or whatever, they'll interview just musicians.
Yep.
So there's a lot more to the music industry and involve the music than just the musicians. You know, they have the Sir Monty's where people they can play.
Mm-hmm.
They can the manufacturers that make the equipment. The ones that sell the equipment. The record stores. Like there are still some CD stores out. Like there's a lot of things that the manufacturers, entertainment lawyers, like promoters. There's just so many things and aspects that you can go, and we can go to them and promote them too. So that's kind of what we want to do. We want to be able to go to you. Mm-hmm. So if you're interested, definitely let us know. Patrick at everythinginbetweenpodcast.com.
And Pat's been sending out the emails. Nobody's getting back to him yet. So we really do want to, like, if you know anybody who, even if you got a friend who has a business, right, and they kind of want to get it off the ground and just have some fun with it, just let us know. We'll do our best to kind of cater to if we can get to it or help them out. And all we ask in return is like you just say, hey, I'm featured on this podcast. Check out the podcast. That's all we ask in return. We don't ask no money. We will never ask for money.
No.
We won't ever do that to anybody. So it's about a small business and just kind of
small business. Small business and everything with music, and I think that's what it is, right? So, and even the venues, like that's where we want to go to theaters. We want to go to like places that hold events, concert halls. I couldn't think of that. I did a brain fart there. That's right. But just stuff like there's so many aspects of the music industry that's involved in getting to that final product. Mm-hmm. Even go to studios and interview them, see what they're
That's a good call.
Their whole thing, anything that involves music at any level too. Like down the street, there's a little record shop. Let's go there. Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of things that we can do, and we also want to stop in at just say like a mom and pop restaurant and have lunch.
Yep.
And promote them and talk about that restaurant, how that experience was, and just kind of, give them some.
Give them
promotion,
some love, man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I mean, because let's face it, we live. Everything is kind of a lot of these big chain places are under one umbrella of a company, right? This one company branches out, but his own, like say Procter and Gamble owns so much shit.
Yeah,
and we don't want to promote that. We want to promote the people that like want to take a chance. They're taking a chance. You know how ballsy it is to take a chance and put up your whole life based upon a business that you create.
Yeah.
That the balls on that.
Yeah.
That's more than stepping up in front of a mic and playing music or being a comedian or being just anything. Starting your own fucking business is the most ballsiest fucking move you could ever do in your life.
Well, I think it shows the passion too,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I love. And it's like that little music record store down the street, like the passion that they have for the music, that they will go out and open this shop.
Yeah, like to do that, like to literally. I mean, like even like look at 1990 Studios, Chris.
Mhm.
Chris being like he
Yeah.
was doing music videos and stuff for the longest time,
Yeah.
and he was doing little things. And he started getting a podcast, and the guy said, "Listen, fuck it, I'm just gonna invest this. I'm gonna do the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna have my own podcast studio." That motherfucker's killing it right now.
That's
He's booked
amazing.
up all the time.
All the time.
All the time, and it's a fan. I mean, the guy you could tell when you go there, walk in there. It's like, first of all, he takes care of the place, takes care of his clients.
Yeah.
Everything's amazing quality. He's very easy to work with.
Oh, fantastic! The
Like,
first time we met him, I felt like
Yeah.
we're meant to be here. Like he's so helpful.
and,
Man.
like-
yeah.
I thought he was gonna snap. You remember when I went? I bought that the grape soda,
Oh fuck.
and I went because in the same building where we do the podcast, there's a Food Basics. So I was like, okay, I gotta grab some grape soda. So I grabbed grape soda. I came upstairs, and some little, some idiot that worked there, probably pissed off. He had to work on a Saturday. Shook the goddamn thing, and I go to open it up. It sprayed everywhere, and then I was like, oh my God, Chris is going to kill me. And Chris just was laughing the whole time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. He goes, yeah, don't worry about it. And then what was he telling us? On New Year's, he had some OnlyFans girls in there, and they were popping champagne and shit off. I'm like, that was a bad time. I'm not going to lie. That was a bad time. So this little
Yeah.
grape soda, I don't give a shit, man. You're fine. It didn't get on any equipment. You cleaned it up. That's
Yeah.
more than I could ever ask for.
Right.
So it was just
Yeah,
like,
no, it's true. And apparently, liquid and electronics don't go
no,
too
they
well
don't,
together. Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. You'd
So,
think,
uh,
okay, well,
Well, yeah.
I
When you
mean,
do a podcast studio, you're gonna have to get. I guess you're gonna have to invest in fucking waterproof stuff. Maybe I
you
don't
think
know.
the first person who found that out was
Yeah.
the person who tried to make toast in the bathtub? So you
Didn't-
know what? I
didn't
can go
go
for
so
some baked bread right now. Man, but I'm too comfortable in this bath. Let me bring the toaster in. Cha-ting. And then, people figured out that's the way to off yourself. And that's just not a good thing. Do you think people do that anymore? Toaster in the. I think that's an old school.
Oh my
that's
god,
an old
that's
school off in your mouth.
awful. That's awful.
That's an awful.
awful, man.
I mean,
definitely.
Can you imagine the crumbs?
Well, you don't get you don't get to have the finished product.
I know.
You don't get to eat the toast.
That's the worst part. The worst part about bringing your toaster in the bathtub is not having the toast. I was looking fat. I bought a whole. It's that good bread, the Italian bread. You know, the Delaziano or whatever, Dell'Italio. Whatever the hell's- I bought it. It was on sale too. It never goes on sale. I wanted. I was looking forward to it. I even got the good butter. I was gonna make some eggs. God damn it! Now I'm dead.
You fu-
The Italiano. How do the Italiano? Something, whatever it is.
Sure.
I think
We're
it's
just
called
gonna
that.
say bread.
You could have just said bread.
You could have just said bread. You don't have to get into specifics.
I guess so. I didn't really need to do that.
But yeah, no, that does suck for like the people that don't respect, like you were saying about the podcast that he did that spilled all the champagne
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like that's not cool, man. Like
No.
that's a lot of money and a lot of investment and a lot of time.
And I mean, let's face
Like-
it, having commercial property downtown
Oh,
Toronto is not
what he pays for
fucking cheap.
rent is definitely not cheep for
Can't
sure.
imagine.
I hope
Can't
he gets a
imagine
free parking spot for that.
what- Does he? I don't even know.
You know,
I
I
should
hope he
ask
gets
that.
a yeah.
I hope he does.
I'd actually want to interview him one time.
We
about-
should, man.
Yeah,
I
about,
was, I'd say it'd be cool to have him.
Really
on. Like,
cool.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. He knows a lot of the same. He knows a lot of comedians I do because he films a lot of comedy acts and stuff too.
all right. You remember you guys were talking
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, it'd just be kind of cool to kind of see the process he went through to get to where he is now.
yeah.
And how well he's doing with this whole, and I think he found like a really good niche with his studio, with
Yeah.
doing the podcast because
Mhm.
how they've blown up, right?
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, and he has like everybody on. They had some, like he'll post stuff, whatever. Like he's had some guys talking about like the NBA and players and stuff like that. And he says sometimes he'll have guys that talk about like real estate and like the stock market and shit. He's like he has everybody on.
yeah,
But
he
you mean, like-
doesn't. It doesn't matter. He'll have
No.
anybody on, and you said he was the only one that got back to you when you were looking for places for us to record. He was the only one that actually got
Took the
back
time,
to you
yeah.
and took the time to be like, yeah, cool, come in, record here.
Yeah,
So I thought that was amazing. So
that's amazing how they kind of like snowballed into what it was. Because originally I said when we hit 50 episodes, we'll go there.
Yeah.
And it went from 50 episodes to, fuck it, let's just do one in September. We'll bring Ryan and Trev.
Yeah.
That's all we talked about.
Yeah, we'll bring Ryan and Trev, and
Yeah.
then Ryan and Trevor are now part of it.
Yeah, part of it. They're
Yeah.
the guys that's officially everything in between podcast on the road.
Yeah.
So be with
On
those
the
guys
road,
on
yes.
the road.
And that's what we're going to call those episodes, right?
Uh,
on the road, yeah.
And these, the regular ones with me and Pat are just everything in between podcasts, but the special ones are with Ryan and Trev on
Yeah,
the road.
man. Yeah, I look forward to Sunday, man. I think that's going to be such a blast. We'll
Yeah.
figure out all the details.
Yeah.
I don't know the techie stuff. I'll go in there with my phone. I don't give a fuck. We'll
figure
You know
out
what
some
I mean?
stuff to do.
Yeah.
I think it was just for like audio wise. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, we could bring this here if that she's okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I take care of it, obviously, but it would only have to be 2 mics, so it'd be like you and Bobby, and then Matt.
Well, we can figure it out,
can
man.
figure
You
it
know
out.
what? We've been winging it the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
20. This is our
so
25th episode.
25.
Yeah,
brother.
man,
There
25.
we go.
We've been doing it for 25 episodes, and we've just been winging it the whole
Yeah.
fucking time, you know?
We're a quarter of a way to 100, my friend. A quarter of a
Oh,
century there.
Shit.
And we'll have a special one on when we hit 50 too.
50? You want to do a 50 big one?
We'll do a big one of 50. Might have to go back to 1990 for that or something like that.
Oh, 100%.
We'll go back to
Yeah, I
1990 for that.
definitely and the amount of fun we've had at 1990 Studios
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
And
the adventure.
the adventure to get there
Yeah.
is fucking just as fun as recording. man.
Exactly,
So
man.
I hope Chris is having fun when he's listening to his
Yeah.
jackasses talk. So.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah,
So-
man.
But
So
yeah,
let-
that's where we're going with that, and I guess we'll catch you on Sunday, and we'll record, and then we'll do our edit stuff, and then put it out for you guys.
Put it out,
So-
and we still have episode 24 coming from 1990 Studios as well. We still have that coming. Ryan's just working on it right now.
Yeah.
We do have a new theme song for that one. Like Pat said, is pretty goddamn aggressive.
It is angry. Yeah.
But
I thought the song was gonna punch me from my phone.
But Ryan's really good at editing, so I trust him to do that. So that's going to
Yeah,
be kind
man.
of his thing. Ryan's going to be like the on-the-road editor, and then I'm going to do the other stuff. So
Well, I was thinking too, like if we all had that, like fucking Ryan does the editing, Trevor will do all the techie stuff.
Yeah.
We can do the day-to-day shit,
yeah,
kind of thing. Like I don't even know.
yeah.
Well,
This stuff, this
Oof.
editing, me and you, I'll do that editing. But
oh
like,
yeah.
the on-the-road editing, I think
Ryan
Ryan
will-
likes doing it.
Oh, he does a fantastic. You
He does
guys
a great
all
job.
do a fantastic. I said
So-
that in the last one. You
yeah.
guys are all awesome. So I'll
But
leave
we'll-
that shit up to you because I don't even know what the fuck I'd be posting videos of shit that's not even us.
Oh, look at this kangaroo's doing a flip. Anyway, we will be doing Sunday at Sir Monty's. We're gonna figure it out, and guess what? We'll catch you on the next one.